So for this exercise, our goal is to conjugate the word rex, regis, which is masculine and means king. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to recognize the parts we already have. So we have rex from the dictionary definition, which is nominative, which means it's the subject of the sentence. If you were to see rex in a sentence, you could assume that it is the subject. And then we have the genitive, which is regis. And that's the word that we're really going to focus on for two reasons. One, because the is ending is what tells us that this word is in fact third declension, and these are the endings we're going to use to conjugate the word. The second reason is we need this word to get our genitive stem to plug those endings onto to change the meaning of the word. In order to find the genitive stem, we need to take the genitive word, so in this case regis, and remove the is, just as you were instructed in a previous slide. So you get reg, and that's the word we're going to use to plug our endings onto to change its meaning. A useful way to conjugate words is a chart such as over here. In this chart, we can have a very systematic way to lay out each word with its different ending. So on the sides, we have the categories, which are nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, and ablative. And for each of those, in the singular and plural, the word is going to take on a different meaning. So we're going to use our genitive stem to plug the endings onto, with one exception. Rex is going to be used in the nominative singular instead of reg. Why? Because the dictionary definition instructs us that this is nominative, so there's no need to take the genitive and plug it into the nominative. But for all the other ones, we're going to put that stem in the chart in preparation to plug our endings onto. Next, we're going to plug the endings on to the genitive singular, the dative singular, accusative singular, and so on and so forth. How we know what endings to use are given to us by the gender of the word. It's important to note that there are different endings for feminine and feminine/masculine words and neuter words. So it's important to use the correct chart to figure this out. In this case, since this is a masculine word, and we know this because the dictionary has told us, we're going to plug in those endings to each of our stems here. So these should be what your words look like after you have put all the endings on, and these are the correct answers. Now, it's important to note again that what I meant by changing the meaning of the word is that each of these words now with these endings translates into a different thing, which you will learn in the later course of this book. It's also important to note and notice that the nominative and accusative plural and the dative and ablative plural both are the same. You should just keep this in mind, so if you're translating and when you're translating, you can recognize that these words might have two different meanings.